Hey y'all, what's going on? It's Peak out here in Singapore, and it is just shy of midnight here on the 11th of January, 11/1. So it's been a really special day to me. Anyway, I'd like to think it was. Nothing extraordinary happened, but I feel like, I don't know, I feel kind of cool about it. Maybe I'm being kind of like goofy about it, but I do believe in repeating numbers. I do notice them a lot. I don't know what it is. I just do. Um, had a half day today. Picked up Gaia from school. From there, we came home. They were doing some like electrical work on our building, so we didn't have power. So I figured we'd just spend the rest of the day outside. So we went around. Ended up over in Queenstown. Went shopping and got some last minute stuff to take on our trip. And yeah, I think we got home at like 7:30 maybe. We picked up food on the way because I didn't have time to cook. And especially because I threw out most of the food earlier today because with the power off for over 8 hours, I'm pretty sure everything would have spoiled in the fridge anyway. I didn't want to take the chance. So, got rid of everything ahead of time, um, which means I have to go shopping and cook stuff for the next couple of days at least. And then I need to like get rid of things that will go bad in the week and a half that I'm going to be gone anyway. So, just trying to, manage what I have so that it's not, um, how do I say this? So that it's not like a problem when we get back. Yeah? So, got back home, hung out for a little bit, watched an episode of Touch. I don't know if you've ever heard of that. It's an old series. It was only on for like 2 seasons, but I enjoyed it thoroughly, and it was very spiritual in nature, kind of like talking about, the Fibonacci series, how everything is connected. It was showing how things were connected, even though, it was all in the randomest of ways. It was pretty awesome, though. From there, put her to bed, obviously. Talked to my mom real quick, because I did get some good legal news. I'll share that at a later date. Once I actually have, like, the email that corresponds with this news. So it's not enough for someone to say that they're somewhere doing something. They need to actually prove it, that they've actually done it. So we'll see. Once that's done, I will feel 10 times better. But in the meantime, been going through basically, okay, the Night Owl episodes, right? So right now this is episode number 11. And the last time I was able to upload was actually the fourth episode. And even then, I've been trying every day to try and see if I can download the live so that I could rip the audio and then upload to both SoundCloud and YouTube. Now, what I'm finding is trial and error, right? I know how to do it if the internet allows me to do whatever I want to do, but now I've found a workaround. So, story of my life, I end up finding a workaround for pretty much everything. So, it's a little more low tech, but what I ended up doing was getting an app that downloads Facebook videos. So download the videos from there, so it's on my phone. From there, I try to share it on WhatsApp. File is too big to share on WhatsApp, so instead of going to use something like WeTransfer, what I did was I just uploaded directly to YouTube, and as it's uploading, I am adjusting on the Creator Studio in YouTube on the PC. So that works for now, but now I have to figure out how I can download download the file from YouTube and then rip the audio and then put it on SoundCloud. So yeah, it's a little technical, and maybe there's a better way. If you know of a better way, please, please, please let me know. Help me out. But in the meantime, it's all trial and error, basically. Like, I was listening to Gary Vee the other day, and he was like, you know what? In this day and age, you have no excuses. You have all the information you would ever need at your fingertips, and all you need to do is type in this website. So it's GOOGLE.com. Yeah, I kind of like got irritated because I knew about that, but it took me a second to like register because of the way he spelled it. So yes, there is nothing that you can't do or find a solution for if you don't just look for it. It's not like you have to go drag out, the encyclopedia series and figure out the spelling of the damn word and find it according to that and then read a bunch of stuff. You just have to type in the question and basically your answers pop up for the most part. And then afterwards, obviously, it's to see how relevant the information is, how long ago it was posted, and then see, what you can do from there. So I definitely check for a long time, finally filtered it for this past week, anything posted in the past week, and kind of winged it from there. So for now, I'm able to get it on YouTube, but I'm not able to get it on SoundCloud yet. I gotta kind of like, fiddle with it and see what happens. But that's basically like, the story of my life. It is all trial and error. It's all like one big, strange experiment, and you just, manipulate this, you manipulate that, see what happens, and see if you can get your desired outcome. I think I've mentioned this before. I feel like cooking is kind of like an experiment as well. Everything kind of comes down to being, it's an experiment. So with everything that you try, with everything that you do, you find that some things work and some things don't, and you keep adjusting. That's all it is. It's the same way with love. It's the same way with money. It's the same way with everything. You decide what you want. You figure out how you can get there, and you just keep adjusting until you get what you want. So never, ever, ever get upset with yourself for having failed. I would rather fail and fail as quickly as possible so I just can get to the success at that point. So it's the same in sales. It's the same in marketing. You just got to try it. I was talking to my boss today, and she was talking about, I need you to get really good at doing this presentation. But because there's money involved, it's like a catch-22. She wants me to do it in front of a live audience so I can, get the most exposure and really learn quickly, but she can't afford to have me do it in front of a live audience because she needs the sales to come in soon. Does that make sense? So, it is all trial and error. You just have to keep doing it. The magic is in the doing. You can't talk about it. You can't pretend like you know about it. You can't ask people about it, because your understanding and their understanding and the way they communicate will be different. So you might as well just get to doing so that you can figure out what works best for you. Eventually, obviously, I won't be doing all this nonsense, but for me to know all these things is important, because eventually I'll be able to hire somebody, and to hire them, I need to be able to speak their language and explain to them that I know exactly what is expected of them and how to do it, so that they can't bullshit me into like how long it will take and, how difficult it is, whatever, because if I can do it, you bloody well can do it, if that's your specialty. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I feel really strongly about the concept of trial and error. I think that it's something that everybody should really embrace, because it's just a part of life, you guys. There's no way around it. Depending on what injuries you've had, if you head out to the gym, right, and the way you grip the bar when you lift or whatever, it's all going to come down to if you've had any injuries, if you've strained your muscles before, if it hurts or not. You just have to keep adjusting until you get the desired grip for the kind of lift that you're trying to do, and to work your muscle as well as possible. Some people do as many reps as, what is it called? It's AMRAP, right? As many reps as possible. Sometimes they do reps until exhaustion, like they can't lift their arms anymore, they just can't do anymore. I don't know, it just depends on you, basically. You need to know yourself so well that you know exactly what you need to do to get to where you need to be. Obviously, it also involves learning and trusting other people's advice or answers that they've given to you online. And sometimes, whether you trust it or not, you kind of just have to do it anyway. So it does make a difference, a big difference. And it's just a matter of doing. It really is. I don't know what else to say. Like, I feel like I'm repeating myself right now, but it really is just a matter of doing. You get down in the mud, you slug it out, and make sure you get all the work done. It's really that simple. Obviously, there's like a timeline to it. It's going to take you a little while before you really learn your lesson, and that goes for life lessons as well. Like, if you seem to fall in love with the same kind of guy and then get burned every time, obviously your learning curve isn't that good. You got to keep trying. You need to pay more attention to the things you have done in the past. Pay more attention to the type of people you fall for. Pay more attention to warning signs as they come up, and whether or not you ignore them or not. And eventually, it will sort itself out. It has no choice but to sort itself out, because there is a pain factor. The more you do the same thing and the more you get the same result, the more irritating it gets, right? And when it gets to a point where you just can't stand it anymore, you will get up and walk out. You will get up and change something. And it really is just the little things. You change the little things in your life and everything kind of falls into place eventually. Obviously, if you change what you focus on during your day, things will fall into place. If I focus on the one thing that went wrong among the million things that happen to go right, like I can breathe, I don't have any pain, my kidneys function, my liver, my stomach, all those things, they do work. So if I'm only going to concentrate on the fact that it was raining and my feet got wet and it was irritating to have my feet wet, like, can you imagine what kind of day I'd have and how I'd respond to everybody else going, like, from that point onward? It would be kind of depressing and irritating, right? So little things like that really do make a difference. But like I said, you have to do. You have to be aware, and then you have to do. Very, very short one today, you guys. I hope it made sense. I hope it gave you something to think about. I hope it served its purpose, served you well. And if you have any other ideas about how I can go about doing the things I need to do, please, please, please let me know. I would be forever grateful. I'm willing to try anything once, just to see if I can make my life a little more efficient. So,